Oh, wake up, it's a brand new day. Got some things I need to say. Feeling heavy, you're not alone.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Grenada, Carriacou, and Peter Matnick, the rest of the Eastern Caribbean states.
In your mind, peace and hope you're sure.
It's 2 minutes gone past 10 in the morning.
CJ and Jester.
We set for yet another program on your mental health show.
Every Tuesday, 10 to noon, we're holding space just for you.
Of course, my name, Jester Noel. And pretty shortly, I'll be linking up with CJ.
Align your mind.
Very, very interesting discussion this morning. We'll be talking Grenada's Carnival. Of course, you know it just concluded.
It's okay to not be okay. Let's talk it out, don't trip.
We have a very special guest for you.
Matters most, so come in closer.
No, I don't think I will let go the name as yet.
To the
you will see, you will see.
You're strong, you're senior.
Very experienced lady she is.
You've got our word. Oh, take 5 with CJ and Jester.
So I'm waiting to make that link with Kenro. Of course, as usual,
we're holding space.
We always acknowledge the presence of the Almighty to throw His blessing on this program.
We're here to realign your mind. Take 5, you're not alone. CJ and Jester bring you home. We laugh, we cry, we share the ride. No judgment here, just love and light. You've got a place right here to stay. So take 5 and heal today.
Where is Kenro? Kenro!
With CJ and Jester, talking truth and lifting pressure.
It's Tuesday, the 18th of August, 2026.
Noon, we're holding space just for you. Take a breath, take your time. We're here to realign your mind. Take 5, you're not alone. CJ and Jester bring you home.
At Sugar's Repair Services, we offer digitally calibrated machines, resurfacing engine heads, general machinery. Show us your pattern and we'll make it with precision machines. At Sugar's Repair Services, we satisfy your needs. Just ask and it will be done. Call us at 473-418-1845. Sugar's Repair Services.
Well, I haven't seen Kenro. Make that link. So as usual, for whatever reason, let me just take the initiative to lead us in a word of prayer as I ask that we now put ourselves in the proper frame of mind. Heavenly Father, we thank you once again for rising us up this morning, taking us to a different destination quite safely. And so far now we honor you, we glorify you. We give you thanks and praise for each and every step of the way as you continue to guide and protect and direct our steps. And so, Father God, as we come this morning to have this program, in your name, we ask that you bless this program, guide our thoughts for the upliftment of our society generally. We ask these things through your Son, Jesus Christ. Amen. So not a long and elaborate prayer as Kenry usually do,
Brand new day, got some
but acknowledging the Almighty Father
feeling heavy.
is what is mostly important.
Voices,
Yeah, make no bones about that.
good friends always there. Let the sunlight in your mind, peace and hope you're sure to.
So let me get ready to go over
I'll take 5 with CJ and Jester.
and link up
Across
with
the pond.
Claire. Good morning to you.
Good morning, and how are you? I feel like I haven't seen you or heard from you in 1,000,001 years. That's a hyperbole, but that's how I feel.
Watch it too early for that. Stop.
It's never too early to give you a hard time. You look very nice with your Hawaiian shirt. You bathed this morning again.
Yes, I got to reflect the topic of discussion this
Oh, so
morning.
that's carnival. That's a carnival shirt. Oh, I see.
To me, that's a true reflection of what we're about to discuss this morning. You know what I mean?
Okay, well,
You
I,
know,
I ain't too I ain't too far away.
about
I kind of
scarlet.
colorful too.
Yeah.
So
So,
it is time to say
Claire,
good morning.
that's correct.
So good morning to JG, the farmers across the seas. Caitlin Halley Douglas, good morning. Daphne Dayton family. SBW, hope to see you soon. Pat Pear and family. William Pear, Arlene Date. Wendy out here in Teal. Mary, chance the game 9722. He added another 2 numbers behind. It was 97 before, but now it's chance the game 9722. Out here in Toronto, good morning to you. Junior, good morning. Hope your Oil Dump Fest was successful. Hill Street people, good morning to you. Nicholas Snag. Good morning to you, Inspector Pantry. Hope all is well. Good morning to Dougal, Nabi, and Akira, all of the Real FM crews, saying happy Tuesday to you guys. Good morning to Chester Bandy David. Olavachi, buongiorno. Let me start to say it in how to say good morning. That's good morning and how are you? I don't know how to say how are you. You're going to tell me how to say how are you in Italian. And then I'm going to say buongiorno and then say how are you. Good morning to NP. Nicole Hills, like all the Nikki Hills, good morning. Shady Belfon, Carol Belfon, Nikki Sylvester, good morning to all the elite warriors. Good morning to Natalie Nabuddy. University under the.
Cashew tree.
Good morning to you guys. I'm going to say gone but not forgotten. I'm still remembering you guys, although I'm across the pond. Good morning to Jenny Mason. Doodle, that is Hilarion Gonpert. Good morning. Lorna Bain, good morning. Hope you are enjoying it in Spice Country. Did you know that she's in Spice Country?
No,
Did
I
you know that
didn't.
Lorna Bain is in Spice Country? Lorna
I
Bain is
did.
in Spice Country.
Okay.
We didn't tell you. That's our secret. Now the secret is out. Good morning to Jay Wonder. Celia, good morning. That is Cabrino. Ito, Ted, Bushes, good morning. Justin Tutman and family, good morning to you. And so far, this is all I have for my good morning. When I remember more, I'll say more. Go ahead, Jester, it's your turn.
I do is here. Yeah.
Ito is, well, yeah, his mom is going to be buried when?
I think on the 26th of this
Okay.
month. Yeah.
I see.
Good morning to my good bro, Garden Bushes Richardson. Yeah. Leslie Nicholas and his beautiful wife. Wayne Ted John. Andy Moose Bartholomew. Andy been here too. Um, we have Lloyd and Philip. That's Sanchez. Some folks know him before as Papa Lloyd from 4. Yeah. Alistair Aito Dubois. Good morning to you, bro. You've been here fresh. You know, as soon as he touched down, I was fortunate enough to see him. You know,
Were you on the
looks
airport?
good. Yeah.
You were on the
You know,
airport?
yeah. No,
Oh.
not on the airport. Not on the
But
airport.
then you didn't see him as soon as he touched down? Just saying. Just saying.
Okay, right. The Glean family out there in Boston, yeah. This is Margaret Glean and her husband and children, yeah. I was able to see Aldo. He was here recently. So he travels quite a lot, Claire.
Who is that?
Aldo, Mrs. Glean's son.
Oh,
This
okay.
job he's doing, he's an engineer, you know.
Okay.
He travels extensively throughout the United States. Um, Coming back home, Celia. Yeah, yeah, but I had to purchase a raffle book from Celia. They have a raffle
She
taking
gonna give
place
it to you. Go
later
ahead.
on this month. Yeah, 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 yeah. So well, I've already. She knows. She's sure about that. You don't have to worry. Claire out there in Maho. Good morning to you. Miss Gladys out there in Maddies. Good morning to you. Trisha out there in St. David's. Miss Patricia Bissessa. Good morning to you. Godchild, that's Michelle out there in Riverside. Good morning as well. Who else did I miss out on?
Kathy out there in London.
That's correct. Justin Toothman and his
Mm-hmm.
wife. Yeah. Good morning. Claire, did I miss out on anyone? Because you just
I
keep
don't know.
track.
That's your people.
You just keep track so well. I applaud you for that. You know? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Some our guest this morning is gonna join us at 10:30. Yeah. And this morning, folks, we'll be talking Grenada's Carnival. All right. And so it's a broad topic, you know. It's really a broad topic. But the Grenada national under 14 team is now competing in the Dominican Republic in the Caribbean Football Union Challenge Series.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And Grenada is grouped among Suriname,
Mm-hmm.
the Virgin Islands. I can't remember which one, if it's the BVI or the USVI, but it's one of them, one of the Virgin Islands. And also St. Lucia. Grenada started the campaign day before. They defeated St. Lucia 3 goals 2.
Okay.
Yesterday, they held Suriname to a 1-all draw.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So the next group game will be at 11:30 a.m. That tomorrow, God's will, they will be taking on the Virgin Islands. And the thing is, they for them to go through the next round, it means that they
Mm-hmm.
have to come out on top of the group. So as it stands now, it means that they will have to score maybe at least about 12 goals, right? Because what happened is that their closest rival, who is um, Suriname, defeated
Mm-hmm.
Virgin Islands 9 goals to nil. So
What?
Suriname is ahead of them.
The other team
But
wasn't playing.
well, yeah, they played, right? So it
Okay.
means that Grenada, to stand that chance, they will have to be aiming at that to
Okay.
defeat the Virgin Islands heavily, and also hope that St. Lucia can hold Suriname at least to a draw.
Okay.
And that will give Grenada a very good chance of topping the group so that they can go through the next round. But
Your
the
son
Grenada
is
team,
playing, right?
yes, yes, yes.
Okay. Did he
Yeah,
score any goals so far?
yes, yes. He scored the tiebreaker against St. Lucia. Scored the
Oh.
last goal.
Because I know
Yeah.
he's playing in the under something, so he's under 14. So I guess yeah, that's why I asked.
Yes,
Well, you're a proud papa. Congratulations to you.
oh, yes, it runs in his veins, you know.
Oh,
Because
excuse me. Don't go that far.
it, it runs in his veins because
Right.
from back then what the capabilities of Justin well
Eh.
that field of
You're
play.
right. Nobody cannot boast for you. Boast for yourself. I'm going to. I agree with you.
I'm blowing my own trumpet here. I don't
Yeah, blow,
usually
blow,
blow.
blow. Don't let nobody stop you.
Yes, we would like to wish the boys all the well because in the past Suriname is a much higher ranked team than Grenada, right? And
Okay.
Suriname in the past used to be defeated Grenada quite heavily. That
Mm.
is not the case this time around. And also, I think there is a World Cup qualifier coming up for the U15. So most likely, most of the members of that team will be representing Grenada for
Okay.
that
All right.
phase, and that should be taking place sometime in October
I
of
see.
this year. Yeah, yeah, you know.
So let me ask you something. We have kind of two guests this morning, or a guest and a half.
We have the Of I guess will be of a half, but you can consider them as a half. Come on, Claire, what's wrong with you, girl?
No, just asking. So we have to make it clear that the half guest, which is a whole guest, is going to be occupying the phone for a little bit. So once that guest is online, we won't be able to accept any calls. So hold your question until he's off, and then we can go forward with asking the questions once on of whole guest is there. As Jester said, she'll be joining us at 10:30. You know, she's the carnival queen, the carnival ambassador, the carnival brigadier, the carnival, everything about her is carnival and culture. So as I says, you know, she built a career on this brick by brick, and nobody cannot throw that down. So we have the brick house this morning.
Not, not at all, not at all.
Yeah.
So, Claire, anything you want to touch on? What I mean, whether it's from where you are or how you see things in Grenada. They we've been getting some sad news. I understand there was a body that was washed up somewhere. I don't want
They're
to
in
misguide.
Boucherjou.
All right, yeah, yeah, yeah. That.
And
Um,
I also understand there was something like they found a body behind a bridge in Granville, some John Welch or something like that. I'm not sure if that is the name. I think that's what I saw on social media. Some Welsh person, and then there was a lot of stuff is going on. A lot of disappearance and dead people are showing up around the place. You know, and then in the
yeah,
carnival season there was an accident that a person that got a ride lost his life in the car that ran off the road. And yesterday, a good friend of mine lost her husband somewhere down Rissus area. He went for a walk and he didn't come back. He
oh,
died on the side of the road. So, yeah,
yeah.
a lot of stuff is going on.
But in terms of the car accident, I know the guy very well that was driving the RAV4, and you should know him too. His name is Perry. He's actually from the Mount Rodney area. He's deceased Miss Madeline, who was the fish vendor.
Oh, yes, yes.
That's her son.
So that's
Um,
Sonia and Sandra and
so
Sophie brother.
you're on point. You know
Always
exactly
on point. What's
what
wrong
you're talking
with you?
about. You know exactly what you're talking about.
Of
Yeah,
course I do.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So, but that's what
But
I'm
I don't
saying.
know him. I don't know who he is though, but I know his sisters.
And actually, the guy that died, was in his vehicle.
Yes, that's what I heard.
Very,
Yeah.
yeah,
He
yeah.
got a ride.
He got a ride,
So you
and
see why I tell you walking is a healthy exercise?
yeah, boy, just
Mm.
what can you do, boy, when it comes like that, you
Yeah,
know?
the thing is, no one knows the day or the hour. We all just we live. Every day we take a deep breath. We have to say thank you and give gratitude, give gratefulness. Say thank you because I could be sitting here right now. Next 10 minutes, somebody will call you and say just a clip pass, or somebody called me and say just a pass. You know, that fickle these days. To be quite honest, very
Okay, so
fickle.
Grenada Day is coming up in Toronto, isn't it?
I
So
know.
would you be attending?
I'm
Yeah,
celebrating Grenada every day. I'm a Grenadian.
yeah, let's not try to be difficult, no, man. Let the people see that you're behaving yourself a very good child, no, man.
I am a good child. This is my regular behavior. If I change, now people think that something is wrong with me.
Would you
Don't
be
you think?
attending any of the activities?
No, I do not like crowds. I told you that before,
Mm.
so I would not be going. I know Jenny is going. Jenny is doing catering there, but this is one of those things I'll kind of pass because me and crowd not. I get anxiety attacking crowds, and I don't want to start running and people running behind me and they don't know why I'm running. So I just gonna stay in my yard and chill. I'm taking a chill pill.
So, Claire, what is it just one day or is it a weekend of activities? What is really like? I mean, hearing about the
Well,
Grenada
I
Day.
don't know, but they said Grenada Day, day. They didn't say a week of activities, Grenada Day. So one day, maybe they have other activities that takes place before. I
That's what I'm
don't
saying.
know, but I've
Yeah,
never heard of activities that take place. So that Grenada Day, like everybody comes out. They have vendors. They have Calypsonians that comes from different from Grenada, whether they're based in Grenada or they're based in the US or wherever they come to sing. They have food galore and all sorts of performances. So it's all about that. And they have stuff that they sell, like the things that we made were made in Grenada then. All of these are on display for sale and stuff like that. So it is Grenada Day.
Okay.
I went to it. I went a few years ago. I think it was the second or the third one I went because I want to see what it's all about. But I told him and crowd is nothing, so I stayed at a distance. And then when I'm ready to go home, I just stayed home, and that's it. But I cannot deal with crowd. But so far, every year it has been successful, based on what I've been hearing. But last year, I think when they had it, they were supposed to provide transportation for the elderly folks, and that didn't happen. So I think a lot of them are kind of boycotting this year because they don't want to walk to get the Toronto Transit Commission buses, because it's a far walk for a lot of the seniors. So if they do that, then maybe they'll come back. But other than that, a lot of seniors are not planning on going because of what happened last year.
Okay, so let me ask you that. What is the fundamental difference between Caribana and Grenada Day Posse?
Caribana is a Caribbean festival of
Mm.
badness, right? Just as a Grenada Carnival, you have people from Jamaica, Trinidad, Guyana. The world comes to Grenada Carnival, as far as I know. Now, Caribana is something similar. You get different walks of life, different countries, different nations, different nationalities that comes to Toronto on the last weekend in July to celebrate Caribbean Festival. They have bands. That's how they have in Grenada. They have Queen's show, the Queen of the band. They have band thing. They have all the whole works of it. It's like Carnival, but they call it Caribbean in Canada. It's going to be 60 years next year. This year they celebrated 59 years of celebrating. But you know what the strangest thing about that, Jester? And I think you might be talking about it today. No matter how successful me and you look at it, and we have all these foreigners and all these visitors and all kinds of people come to Caribana every year. Every year they're in a deficit. Every
Yeah.
every every year they are in a deficit. So you have to wonder what is really taking place with all the monies and so. And don't get me wrong, I know things are expensive, cost to get costumes and all that stuff. But my thing is, and I might be wrong, and they might crucify me, but I always feel that when money is passed in hands that do not know how to control money, that happens.
Claire, excuse me. Claire, I don't know if there is a little shot with you. At times I'm not hearing you at all.
No, I don't know. Are you
Yeah, I'm
here?
hearing you good now. Yeah, I don't know if there is a shot within the
Maybe,
connection of your headphone or
could be.
yeah.
Are you
But,
hearing me
but
better now?
I'm hearing you. I'm hearing you perfectly now.
Yes, I was
Good.
saying that anytime money passes in the hands of people that do not, well, let's say they are not honest or they do not know how to manage money,
Yeah.
you will always end up in a deficit because everybody is going to pay themselves first, and then what the organization get is little or nothing. So I think that is the same thing that you might be talking about this morning. I guess I'm not sure. I'm just running my mouth here.
Well, a
So
lot of things will be talked about because Carnival is a very broad subject, So yeah, we'll see in which direction it leads, actually.
yeah,
Um, but you know Mount Craven, right? Mount Craven, the community of Mount Craven, Mount Rodney, for the second year they've been having what you call Saraka.
really?
Yeah. Didn't you
Okay.
hear about that?
No,
Yes,
not
they
every
had.
time my ears work.
Yeah, it's been held on the Friday after Carnival,
Okay.
right? So this year
Sorry.
was the second year of them having it, and it was really really good. It's a good initiative, so people can come to the communities of Mount Craven, Mount Rodney, and feel themselves.
Oh.
Eat as much as they can. Um, well, they will have to purchase the drinks wherever the food is being cooked because some people they tend to have a bar wherever they have
Mm-hmm.
a stall set up
Mm-hmm.
to distribute food. Yeah,
Oh.
it's really and it's growing. It's actually growing. There are some folks that really look forward to it every year. In fact, in making the travel arrangement, they cater for it as well.
Mm.
part, you know.
You finish? I have a complaint, and I am saying it in a complaint that I received. I'm not home. I was not there. But just when the lights were going up in planes, the what do you call that lights on them again? The solar lights.
Yeah.
And we had a problem with it. And I say we because I was involved in we having a problem with it.
Hmm.
And the statement was made that planes doesn't have anything going on, so we don't need bright lights. Yeah. So that's why they wanted to put the 20 solar lights around the park. Now, a couple Saturdays ago.
The statement was made. You're absolutely sure that that statement was made? Because
Yes,
sometimes
yes,
we have to be
yes.
very careful there.
No, 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 no. I do
No, I
not
just
say,
saying.
let me put it this way for you. I do not say things that I don't know. The statement was made to me.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
The statement was made to me that nothing happens in planes, and that's why they are putting the solar lights instead of putting the lights for sports. And the point I bring up was GFA comes there and play on Saturdays, football. Montrose or the schools come and practice there. Things happen in the park. Sometimes they have the university under the cashew tree has activities there around April and stuff like that. Things do take place, but the comment was made that nothing takes place in planes, so why we need lights. Now, we have a lot of senior citizens, including myself, living in planes close to the park. And the same park that nothing happens there. There was a carnival, whatever thing that went on until 6 in the morning. Now, if the park doesn't have anything going on there, why did they give them permission to have that in the park and disturb? One lady window cracked from the volume of the speakers that night. That is her expense to fix it now, because she cannot go to anybody and say, well, the noise, the vibration caused my window to crack. So who do we talk to about having these massive shows in the park that goes up to 6 o'clock in the morning? And a lot of people there has to go to work the next day also. They couldn't even sleep. People had to leave their house and go sleep in other people's place because the noise was so much. It was confirmed to me, I was not there because you say I'm not home, that 2 massive speakers was facing my residence. So could you imagine Inspector John and his wife, no, Superintendent John and his wife, he opened in the open field and getting that noise coming around there? And let me tell you, they had something in the park before, and the noise was so much, it shattered the grate on my AC. I couldn't go to anybody and complain about that. That's my responsibility to fix it. So I'm saying if they're going to have to, I'm not saying do not have anything in the park, but things like that, Jester, I don't think planes is the best place to have it, honestly, because of the amount of senior citizens that are living there. People might complain and say, oh, the arena has a party there and stuff like that, but the arena party is kind of contained. I'm at home, the party is going on in the arena. Every time the breeze blow, I get some music, and it's not anything towards what is taking place there. So I am saying that because people complain to me and ask me to talk about it. I don't know whose heads is going to fall on, but that is it. And I rest my case.
But let me tell you something clear. My position on that, and I say that with regardless to how other people feel, because you know me well, I speak with conviction on how I feel on this.
Mm-hmm.
As a matter of fact, when he had the manifesto consultation,
Mm-hmm.
I made the point that government needs to identify a parcel of land in each parish
Mm-hmm.
to have certain social and cultural events and stop abusing and misusing our parks. You know, I come from a sporting background, and if you check, sports now more than ever is broadening our position on the map, on the world map, more than anything else. You
Mm-hmm.
understand? So,
Mm-hmm.
point blank, I personally do not support these other activities in our parks.
At
Strictly.
least, thank you very much. You agreed with me on one thing.
Well, Claire, I am seeing the image
The brick house, the brick
of,
house.
of our special guest on
Yes, yes.
on our program this morning. So let me just go over and say good morning to you, Miss Shoma Wells, SBW. It's a very
SBW.
familiar name. Oh, I'm
We're
not
not
saying it.
hearing Shama.
Shoma, are
We're
you
not
muted?
hearing you.
Are you muted? We have to get that sorted out. Um, I don't know if she's muted, but
I am muted. I'm mute
that's what I'm.
because I've been listening to you all on your lighting system talk in the background. Good morning
Okay.
to you too. I hadn't a clue that I was supposed to be visual
Oh,
on the
yes,
phone.
and you're looking gorgeous being visual. Don't
Oh
worry.
my God, I've got on a little rouge and a little lipstick just
That's
to.
okay. You're a natural. Natural.
How are y'all?
We're good.
We're
Everybody
good.
good?
Good, good.
Yeah, we are good. We are good. Really, really,
So
really good.
you you
Shoma is.
you you're talking about your life. Actually, I went to I would call it a major field in La Digue, St. James. Nicely done up. It was like a park before, like but they've done it over. It's really looked lovely, and they do have those solar lights there, and definitely you can't play any sports under those lights. If people want to go and jog and that kind of thing, or have some little event and so on, but the lights does not have the power to provide the proper lighting, and lighting is so crucial in everything that we do.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
I could understand your complaint about those lights. Yeah. It's all well
yeah,
and good for community things, but for sporting activities, especially where you have to use a ball that needs light, like a cricket
Mm-hmm.
ball or whatever the case, football, etc.
and
Yeah.
I tell you, Shoma, the people of Plains have real power. They
I hear
shut
like
down.
that. I hear about the power we boy.
Don't
People's
joke with
power.
this.
Listen,
Oh,
you all could sit there and say whatever you want. Listen, I was blamed for making a phone call to the highest power in Grenada that I know nothing about it, but I took it. Because if they want to give flat
I,
power, I take it.
I hear they paying
Oh,
you.
I got
And
promotion.
a little a little bee
Mm-hmm.
said buzz by my ears, and they say the lady have a lot of powers. We
Poor me, but I take it. I'll take it.
oh my gosh. So, listeners and viewers, let's get down to what we are really here for this morning. Um, this morning we are discussing Carnival within the Grenadian context, and I'm so happy. It's absolute pleasure to have the very experienced Shoma Wells in a for a number of reasons. And we're talking Carnival, basically three components making up Carnival. It's Mass, Pan, Calypso. And Shoma, I would like to start with Pan first because I believe that although we make quite a number of strides where Pan is concerned, but I still believe that Pan continues to suffer when it comes to attendance, right? We don't get, I would say, maybe about half the kind of crowd that will get maybe, let's say, the March Gras or so. You all know that the kind of attendance we do have for Pan. Shoma, let's just take it from there. Why do you think that continues to happen?
Just to censor yourself. Just to center yourself. Oh.
we don't want to see half your face. Next thing, the other half come and we see somebody else. You know, them
Yeah.
people that have two faces. You see the man marrying himself, and this side is a woman face, and this side is a man face. He's got one wedding gown on one side and pants on the other. We don't
Yes,
want that
yes.
video at all this
Mhm.
morning. Looking back at Pan, and you have to go back to the whole genesis of the Pan movement and where it came from. Yeah. I did a historical piece for Pan when we produced Pan. I was part of the production team for Pan 3 years ago. Mind you, we had quite a decent turnout, that I must admit, that year. Now, you have to bear in mind that it was considered as this bajon kind of um, instrument played by the bad boys and so on and so forth. That's the context in which it came into being, even in Trinidad from its initiation. So as a result, you find that a lot of, and you have to admit, my friend, that we still exist in what we call a class society. We're not a racist society, but we are certainly a class society. We have different classes of people, and
Yep.
that affects who we are as well. So you'll find that certain classes of people never really related to pan in any significant way. They didn't allow their children to go and play pan because, as far as they're concerned, it was a bad boy kind of thing. And my example is very clear. And, I always have examples. When the first time the females in Grenada went to play pan was a bunch of convent girls. And I was carded to go, and my dear grandmother said, "You not going in that pan house." You
Hmm.
see? So you have a lot of that as well. So when you look at the background to it, you have that sort of thing happening. However, it has evolved over the years, and all sorts of people started playing pan, etc., etc. Um, when you go into the communities where the pan, the orchestras are, you see a lot of young people playing pan. And it seems to be a teenage babysitting panhouse organization. Why I say this, it seems the parents are all willing to send their children to play pan, learn pan, play in panorama. But are they supporting that? And the
Hmm.
answer is no. Because if all the parents of the pan players come out, because young people now, you see, it's always young people playing pan, it evolves. If all the parents alone come out to panorama, you'll have a big crowd, but they don't come. So this is why I make it look as though it's like a babysitting community-based situation that exists. You know, the argument in the past was the pans are playing songs that people are not familiar with. So you're going to the arena, and it's the Queen's Park, the first time you're hearing the songs. So people figure, oh, we don't know what they're playing, so we go there and we in Wonderland, and sort of thing. They got the Pan Association, got to the stage where they started the various bands recording the songs and having it played on radio. People like Lou Smith, myself, we would wait for the Clarkson or the Turkey song from the band in St. Paul's, or whoever the case may be, to play the music. Now you notice that is no longer there. You notice it was a means of trying to encourage people to get familiar with the songs, because they claim they're not familiar with the songs, so they're not wasting time to come out to support. That has disappeared because of, we don't want them songs, we don't know them, blah, 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 blah. The Pan's now playing local songs, as you notice.
Yeah.
They all play local renditions. They all play songs that Grenadians are familiar with. And yet, they're not coming out to support Panorama. They're not coming out. Now, let's look at the structure of the PAN movement. In the past, you used to have a vibrant PAN yard line. That did help the PAN. That did help people coming out to Panorama. Let me tell you something. There are times in the park, if you have 50 of us is out for Panorama, you had a lot, eh? What I'm telling you. I
Yeah.
am always, as long as I'm in Grenada, I go to Pan, and I could tell you that. I could tell you 50, 100 the most, outside of the Pan players themselves, and that's what used to happen. So yet still, we still have a little improvement, I would say, a little improvement. What has to happen, my friend? We cannot continue to just expose Pan at Panorama. Hmm?
Yeah.
Pan has to be exposed throughout the year. Pan has to become something that the communities want to come out once a month to some engagement. If you look at, they had something called Pan on the Sand. You probably had more people there in this Pan on the Sand than you had in the National Stadium, the Panorama. So it tells you that there is a space for Pan to expose themselves throughout the year. Yeah. Of
Yeah.
course, you have groups of them that play at the hotels, but the people that play to the people that play to are not the people coming out to Panorama. So, in order for us to see an improvement in Panorama, Pan has to become an integral part of who we are as a people, just as Jab.
Just as job.
Yes, it has to become. Just imagine, this is the only instrument of the 20th century. Yeah,
Yeah.
that comes from the Caribbean and is now being exposed to the rest of the world,
Yeah.
Japan, here, there, and everywhere. And yet, for all, we don't have that appreciation, deep appreciation for this instrument that is part of our culture and our history. Regardless of what you want to say was done in Trinidad, the arguments that it first started in Grenada, the arguments that Grenadians, that whatever it is. But the point is, it is part of our Caribbean history.
You know, Shoma, while you say that, I remember I was browsing through and I saw there was a festival in Japan and the pan was beating Little Von's song. My skin just raised instantly. I mean, I couldn't believe
You
how
couldn't
far
believe.
this thing have reached.
Well, in Europe too, you have a lot of pan sides. You see a lot of schools playing pan, introducing pan to their children and stuff like that. Why you think an American man went and registered pan as his? Pan is copyrighted to an American man,
Is that so?
because we in the Caribbean failed to take that step and make sure we did what we had to do. If you go and check your records, you will see. I
So
don't lie.
Merchant was right when he said pan in danger for us in
Well, it has been and has been for a long time. Again, we had something. Remember, just so you would remember that there was times when we had classical pan being played in a competition some time ago, years ago. All these things will help to bring out different classes of people, for want of a better word, for the appreciation of this instrument. Those guys work very hard to keep that alive, but what is the return for them? Yeah,
That's it.
the return should be the appreciation of our people towards them playing the music, but it is very low key. So how can we change that? I know that they have a new pan president after hosting, and he is really trying, because just before the Spice Mass season, they had one or two sessions in different parishes. Yeah, which is good for pan.
Yeah.
I think if they can continue to do that, they can continue to expose pan more and more throughout the year. That would augur well. Probably these guys who have their big events, they can introduce pan. Tenor pans play beautiful music. You have people playing tenor pan, acing at it. So maybe all these things can help. Anytime you have any cultural activity that is of a national level, pan should be a part of it as well. So
I
all these
totally
things will
agree.
help to generate the interest in pan. I see there was some move by the government. They had some big training going on with pan recently, and that in itself would help the movement to encourage people to come out. So there's a lot of work to be done. But we preach the same things year after year, and
Yeah.
we preach
I'm
it for
certainly
over
like
20,
you.
excuse me, 20 years now.
Like you, I must applaud Arthur because I think he also fought for. I think they got an increase in prize monies this
Prize
year.
money. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. In terms of the continuity of Pan and the legacy, is no question about that because there are quite a number of young people, a lot of students are involved in the Pan movement.
Well,
Um,
they make up the bulk of it. These always you always find, because once the summer holidays come into the youngsters. This is why I refer to it as a teenage babysitting system because
yeah,
they're the ones that head into the pan houses, and most of them, when you watch the makeup of the panorama bands, the senior as well, you see is a lot of young people, a lot of young people. Yeah.
and the thing is, Shoma, burning the midnight oil. These students, the pan players, sometimes they will
Mhm.
end up in home in the morning. The
Oh yeah.
sacrifice is so huge, right? They spend thousands of minutes, right? All searching for perfection on the night of Primavera of 10 minutes. That's the whole key to it. Eh?
10
That's the key.
minutes, 10 minutes of glory.
Yeah,
But let
that's
me tell
I
you all
noticed my
something.
friend, I noticed my friend and saying nothing but pan.
I was just going to come and talk about pan. I was leaving you say what you were saying. There is a guy that plays pan in the subway close to where I live on Main Street. And every time I take the train, he's there playing. And let me tell you, pan is one of the most soothing things for me to listen when it comes to music.
Mm-hmm.
Because it
Mm-hmm.
like it touches something in your body, and it's like it just elevates the spirit of you, the way you feel. And according to what song he plays, I stand there and I just listen, and he nods, and then you give
And
him
the
a little
train
few.
lever.
Well, I don't not be busy. When I gonna leave early, so even though I stand and I'll make a few chats, I'll be okay. But I'm
Yeah.
telling you, I love to hear pan. I've never been to a panorama or anything because as I just said, I don't like crowds and all that. But when you listen to it, it does something to you. It's not something that you just pick up and you pick some and it boom boom boom. It has depth. It has what do you call the thing on the camera? All kinds of thing pan has, because when you touch
Mm.
different things on it, and somebody remember that song where they said, "Give me the woman on the bass." That was one
There's
of
no
yes.
my
woman on the
favorite.
base.
Yes, when the bass go bum 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 bum, and you go boom boom boom. That I never forgot that song. And then when that boy plays in the subway, every time I see him, it just brings back really really great memories to me. I love pan.
Yes. So Shoma, I've been saying with the sacrifice being made, right, for playing pan to go to competition, I was just thinking, don't you think it might be wise to categorize the competition? Because there are some bands that I don't think they will ever win a panorama competition, competing with the bigger bands like the Comancheros, the Next and New Dimension, the Republic Bank, Angel Haps. I What are your thoughts, Shoma?
Mm-hmm.
Because
Hold
some of
on.
these bands will just remain dejected after a panorama competition. Speaking
Somebody
of
has
the
a question for you, Shama.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody says, "Good morning. Is it Spry Simon? Do you know who that is? Or Spry Simon was alive today? Do you believe he would be happy?"
No, Spree would not be happy. Spree has been a champion in the pan movement. No, you have a lot of them of that ilk that has done a lot of work. Um, they were pioneers, if you want to call them that, and of course, their love, their deep commitment and love to pan. If they were alive, they would be disappointed. So that's your answer.
It says it said also said that is the spirit of carnival I can deal with. The pan, the pan, the pan, the pan.
A lot of efforts have been made to expose it more on the road. Remember that Comancheros was the only band, I don't know if they did this year, that kept pan on the road Monday and Tuesday in Carnival. Yeah? They made no bones about it. So they used to have the pan on the road with the costume bands. They were the only ones to do that on a Monday and Tuesday. A lot of efforts were made for pan to come out on the road Juve morning. Um, a lot of times you find that now, especially now with the big jab bands, that seems like an impossibility. So you'll find like Angel Harps would come out on the Carnage and so on. But before, bands used to be in the town. The
Yes.
bands used to be in the town playing Juve morning. You hardly see that now. Or little friend there, Arona, made a big thing for pan and drums to be played Juve morning. I don't think much of that was achieved. But pan. Let me just say this to you: if we are not careful, 5, 10 years from now, we are going to be losing certain traditional elements, authentic elements within our carnival. That's just my feeling. Now, hear me out loud. A lot of
Yeah.
people is not me for my opinions. A lot of people, I saw a comment that make basically referring to it as though jealous of people, and that's why I have these comments to make. And I don't give a rat's ass. Excuse me for saying this on your program.
That's the brick house. The brick house is speaking.
Yeah, we all entitled for our opinions, and in a lot of instances, our opinions are based on experience and knowledge. Not everybody will agree with you, and everybody's entitled to their opinion as well.
True.
Yeah.
So, I'm saying this to say there may be comments that I would make, and some people are not happy with it. But
Smaller
I
bands
make
not feeling the.
Well,
Uh,
let me give you a little situation here that would give you a little to tell when I speak about the 50 and the 100 people in Panorama and what have you. I remember one particular year. We always it's only in recent times we start mixing the judges, locals and Trinidadian judges. But in the
right.
past, it used to be just strict Trinidadian judges coming in to judge Panorama. That in itself had its issues, even to the extent where they say the judges were favorable to certain bands, whatever the case. But anyway, I want to give you a little scenario here. One particular year, it was probably the first year that Pan ended up finishing when the sun was bright in the sky. One particular year, we waited in Queen's Park for the plane with the judges for Panorama. Plane delayed. Everybody in the park paid. The evening, the judges are supposed to come in that same evening, leave the next morning, kind of thing. Yeah. According to them old people, Joke Jody, not one plane coming with judges up to now. They had to grab people of, well, the turnout in those days were people who were or pan enthusiasts, people who had good backgrounds and so on. I clearly recall Trevor Friday being one of the persons they had to pull. He was in the audience with us to judge
Okay.
that night. So that was quite an extraordinary night, you know.
Okay.
But
All
I
right.
think we need to really, and I am hopeful with the new organization or the renewed or revigorating of it, that a lot I've seen good things happening with the various activities, and I hope and I look forward to a lot of it because I think it will help to bring about a better awareness and a better crowd coming out for Panorama.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes.
So just
Um.
have I got a question for Shama.
Yeah.
Shama, a question came to me. Why is Shama not being the MC for
Oh Lord
carnival
have mercy.
shows and queen shows and all this kind of thing? And let me continue. The person said to me, I've got recordings of Shama from
Oh
years
my.
ago. And when Carnival come and she says, ladies and gentlemen, good night.
It's
Have
good
you
night.
auntie? Good night, Queen's Park. Why is it that you're not there covering this thing and have these sad people doing this thing that makes no sense? The person has recordings of you doing all of that. So the question to you is, what gives? What happened? What's happening?
See,
What's
no,
going
no,
on?
you want them to say that are jealous and are envious and I should have,
No, no,
I
no, no.
want
No, no, no. I
there and all
said,
this crap.
listen what I say. What I say. The question somebody
Stop
said to
playing.
me.
I
Somebody
heard the
complained.
question very
All
well.
right.
I heard it. I
And
heard it.
a lot of people complain.
Let me just say this to you. There's a time and a season for everything. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I have, by the way, this is This is 2026.
Mm-hmm.
It's 50 years since I've been there. That's not that older than you, I believe. You know, I have a feeling you're still in your 40s. That's a compliment,
That's a long,
I'll
long,
take
long time.
it.
I spent some since around 1976. You're speaking about that, man.
1976 was the first time I went on stage at the old Queen's Park.
Mm.
Yeah,
Along the way, you know, sometimes people look at you and they figure, oh, you want to hog everything and you want to be. It's not about me hogging nothing. People require my expertise, I
Expertise.
give it to them.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yeah. Along the way, I have introduced quite a number of folks, and a lot of people don't even know that because they look and figure that Sherma Wells want to be this and Sherma. Jericho Greenwich. You all know Jericho.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I introduced him to the public and MC right on the Carnage. On Melville Street. Jericho would not come out of the studio. People knew him in the radio station, and I was doing a program, a Malay program
Oh
on the
yeah,
Carnage and at Christmas time, and I said, "Boy, you have to come out and deal with the public." And that was the initiation, the fire baptism of Jericho coming out as an MC and so on. I've had Shakira Roseman. Shakira now lives in the States. She worked in the radio station. They used to refer to her as my daughter on stage with me. Maureen Alexander, who is killing St. Lucia right now as an MC. And I could go on.
yeah.
I
The list
always
goes on.
looked for a replacement because I didn't intend to be there for all this length of time. But none of them really, well, I shouldn't say they didn't evolve, circumstances maybe. But at a point in time, you expect change, and change has happened, it will come. Um, I think that we have to look for the persons who have the ability and train them and guide them along the way to handle things. You know, we should not just be picking up any and anybody and put them there. You understand? And this is where you have the continuity of things. If you have those who have the experience, look at Troy. Troy, you wouldn't see Troy in them things at all. Likewise, myself. You know, why? You may ask the question, why? We figure that there's room for others as well. But the others must be competent. The others must be bringing a particular standard because Grenada deserves competency. Grenada deserves standards in these things, you know, and that's my opinion. I have, in the past, rejected MCing Queen Show, for example. There were times when everybody was down my throat. You need to da 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 da. We want that kind of standards and so on. So I say, let's give them a chance to flourish. However, they must be prepared to accept the reality and the facts of their decisions and so on and so forth. And if I see a hammer digging a hole instead of a spade or a fork, I will condemn the hammer.
I totally
You have
agree.
no right. Understand? So
Yes,
tell the
yes.
lady that
It's not a lady. It's one of your secret admirer. It's a
oh God,
man.
I must
It's a
meet this
man.
man. I thought they said what they said, I'm single and what? Ready to
Free.
mingle.
He's listening to you as we speak. He's listening to you.
Really?
Yes,
Oh
he's living on my side of the pond. And
Okay.
yes,
if you're listening and you want to hear Shama's voice, you call it, you say, "Good morning, Queen's Park." The first time
yeah,
I
Oh my
heard you, Shama,
goodness.
at a show, a friend of mine, she's from the Philippines, but live here, and she came to Grenada with me. And I said to her, let's go to a show tonight because it going in crowd, but I mean, I have visitors that can be, stay keeping them home. So
That's right.
we went to the show and you had a, African outfit and I'm here, whoa, yo, yo. Coming out of Shama, I said, what is this?
Well, look at
She
that.
said,
And I only get to know Claire the other day. You could hear her describe the African outfit I had on and all.
yes. You see, I pay attention to things around me, and that's what people don't know about me. I pay attention to a lot of things that people don't pay. So she says, is this how exciting it is?" I said, "Yes." So I said, "But you know what? We're going home just now because the crowd is getting bigger." And we came,
Yeah.
but that I knew you. Let me put it that way. I knew you before I knew you.
Well, I
I
know
could tell
that.
you this. Yes, I
I
knew
know
you
that.
before I knew you.
And I knew your husband before I knew you too.
Exactly. That is strange
Let
because
let the person know that I am
yeah.
not one to hog anything. You know, a lot of people misinterpret who Sherma Wells is, and I'm always prepared to assist, help, train, develop people. I always love to see young people flourishing and being successful. Yeah, and
Yeah,
when I see them, I have a sense of joy about it. Or people like Shaggy that people written up on the radio. Ask him about me and him. It's Fupi. I used to have Fupi sitting down in sessions with me all the time, training him, getting him when others say, get him off the radio, he can't speak, he come out in country and all this crap. But I'm saying this to say a lot of them. I could call a lot of names. I've had people who actually um, when sometimes I give them tough love, but at
Mhm.
the end of the day, when they become successful, they look back and they thank me for the tough love that I would have given them.
Right.
So to say that I'm not a giving and sharing person, that will be your interpretation, and you can live with it. I
Let me
know
tell
who
you,
I.
there's something called green-eyed, eh? And a lot of people are green-eyed. The Jamaican call
Well,
it red eye, and we call it
uh,
green-eyed.
well,
So
you know, my
it is,
eyes
I know.
never greener. My
Right.
eyes never green. You know.
No, I'm
You know
talking
why?
about it.
Because I'm truly blessed.
Amen to that, Sister Preach.
I am truly blessed. What God has given to me, let it
No
be
one cannot
clear.
take it away.
No one, no man can take it away.
I hear you. I hear you loud and clear, pun intended.
I
listeners
am
and viewers,
richly
we
blessed.
are we are on our mental health show for
Wow,
Tuesday,
time can really fly.
of August. And
Yes.
our
Well,
special
Yes,
guest
Jester.
this morning is Shama Wells. It's a pleasure to have her on board. Very experienced indeed. And of course, my co host, as usual, the petite lady Claire, is there. This morning, we are
Boss,
speaking
be careful
greatness in the
then. Now
Bible.
you're referring to Claire as petite lady. You might refer to me as fat. And I wouldn't like that.
No, I wouldn't do that. Our telephone is 404, the number 111189 4041189. You can hit those digits to be a part of the conversation. And later on, I should be bringing in another guest who is much, much
mhm.
younger. So we'll have
He
a view
has
from
he
a very
has
young
stepped out.
perspective.
I got a message from he has stepped out for a minute. When he comes back, he's gonna let me know he had to run out for a minute. And
Right.
Jester, you don't know who just stepped out on our line yet. Mrs. Marilyn Ferguson. We haven't heard from her for a while. Good morning to Miss Ferguson. How are you? Hope all is well.
I know
Ferguson.
she would love. I know she would love that program.
Yes, that's
Very,
because
very much.
Shama is on. She didn't like us anymore. She hears Shama voice now, so she's checking. I ain't put him in Martin bottle and say that at all. She hears Shama on, so she come on.
Oh
But
my
Shama,
goodness.
let me ask you
Right.
something. Just asked before about Caribana and what is the
Mhm.
difference between Caribana and Grenada Carnival. You lived here. You know what Caribana is all about. And I said to him, Caribana was 59 years this year. They're going to be
Mhm.
60 years next year. And through
Next year.
all of this, they are still in a hole, as they put a deficit. What causes Carnival to have everybody looking, as we're looking at crowds and say, okay, Carnival was successful. And at the end of it, we still have no money for next year. What causes that? Use that for Grenada.
Well, let me put it this way. Funny enough, I spent a little stint on the Caribana committee years ago. Very
Mm,
little. Anyway, it is very costly to put on Carnival. I've only known of two carnivals that made small profits. The year Hugh Dolan, I think that was 1985, and Marion Sweet, can't remember what year. She's a lawyer. Those were the only 2 years, and they operated stringently, ensuring all the T's and Marion Suite was unbelievable. I remember the night of the Marche Gras when the artist was giving trouble to go on stage because they wanted her to commit to paying them more money at that time. She asked for a microphone and she said to them, whoever they were, not going to call name, but you know how much some of these guys are,
Mm-hmm.
I will go on that stage and let the audience know there is no show tonight because you pressuring me for more money. They back down, but I'm saying this to say running Carnival is very expensive. I heard they had quite a big purse this year, and I'm happy for that. Let us look. We talk about Panorama. Hmm? Prize monies, Panorama. Look at the turnout for Panorama. Okay? When you look at Dimashqa, look at the turnout for Dimashqa. Look at the prize monies. A lot of people feel that Soca Monarch is a big money making activity of Carnival. Let me advise you, it ain't. You see, everybody look at that final show where you have 10,000 patrons in there. Hmm?
Yeah.
Let us take the product, Soca Monarch, and go back to the preliminaries. There is a cost to run the preliminaries. This year they had no payment to go into the preliminaries, even worse. Then get to the semifinals. There is a big cost there. Not only for the, I'm not talking only for the artists, but you have sound, stage, lights, security, cleaners, name it, name it, name it. So there is a cost there relative to Soca Monarch. Right? You put all of that together, and then you come, of course, the appearance fees has to be taken into consideration. And you come to night. Look at the night cost. They have to pay for renting the stadium. Yes, there is a cost they have to pay
Yeah.
to rent the stadium. Hmm? Look at the setup. Look at the stage. Look at the sound system and all the other things that goes with it. Security, name it. If you go back and you look at the financial records and you take all of that into consideration, you could see that Soca Monarch literally busts every year. Now, a lot of people don't know that because they see a big crowd there and demands for more monies, etc., etc., etc. But that's the reality. Any carnival has to be
Subsidized.
Subsidize. Subsidize.
subsidized heavily by the state.
Yeah.
When we were getting $500,000
Um,
from the state to run carnival, St. Vincent was already getting a million. You
Like
see,
in
if you look
dollars.
yes, if you look at the budget of crop over in Barbados, and they don't have the extent of activities that we have. They don't have panorama. Yeah. So and their budget, because the governments understand that this is a cultural festival, is the biggest, and they have to support it adequately. That's the reason why you find every year Spice Mass owe people money.
Hmm.
Because on their own and with the sponsorship that they get and with the support that they've been getting from NLA and so on, it just wasn't enough to cover their costs. So you have a set of money coming over every year. You owe people hunging spice masks for their money and so on and so forth. Unless we understand that and able to say it is going to cost us $6 million to fully run Carnival. Hmm? So we have to put that investment in there.
Hmm.
Bear it in mind. Bearing in mind a few years ago, it was said and determined by some economic experts that Grenada generates between 25 to $30 million around the carnival season.
Okay.
And that was when we had half the amount of visitors that we have now. So what it is like now, probably 50 million.
yeah.
Hmm.
So hence the reason why it is so important to invest in Carnival. a little slip there. So I'm saying this to say people are of the opinion that it's a simple fix. They see big crowds. My friend, the promoters and the cruises and so on, they're the ones that being successful.
Okay.
Yeah, not
All right.
Carnival.
There are a few
Some
people, sorry, there are a few people online that just joined in that we want to say good morning to. I like to acknowledge my people when they step in so that they wouldn't think that we're,
Of course.
So Jenny Mason, good morning to you. Well, we have Marilyn Ferguson, my dear son, which is the biological one. My dear son Malka has checked in to say good morning to mom and Jester and so on and so forth. Hello,
Ah,
Vati. Yes, so I like to, let them know. And the number still to call is 404-1189. Shama is open for calls, and when Dugo comes back, he let me know, and then he can come in because he's a Guav Bajan. NP, good morning to you.
Regencies. Go back.
Um,
You know,
somebody asked, is there a possibility to bring back to one show, or can the government put up 2 million? 1 or 1 million a show, or 2 million? I don't know how to
well, I'm
explain
not
that. I'm
sure
not
what
in
the
Carnival.
person is saying, but from what I heard, I can't confirm it. I understand that they would have given $3 million and Lotto would have given one, and that is a substantive amount of increase.
Okay.
But we must ensure that we spend it wisely as well.
Mm-hmm.
Just I would tell you this: a lot of people link me um, with two shows, Queen Show and Dimashkra as MC. But I just want to let you know
Mm-hmm.
that I've MC'd every carnival show there is. Children's
yeah,
Frolic, Queen Show, Dimashkra, Soca Monarch, which a lot of people don't know in the early days, and Pan
yeah,
before
and
Jerry.
you even used to do the old mass.
Pageant, Old
Yeah,
Mass, you name it. So I've done all of them
right.
in the time span.
So
Yeah.
Shoma, we're
Okay.
taking it in stride, right? We dealt with pan, so we're moving away from pan now, and we're looking at mass.
Well, we
Here's
can
a
reach
question.
to
Hold, here,
what?
here's a
We can
question. The
reach to
person,
1 o'clock today.
hold on. The person said about the show, they said one show as before, Soca Monarch and Calypso the same night, and maybe Groovy for itself. So this is what they're talking about. Can the government do that?
I do not and would not recommend that.
No, not at all. Neither
I
me.
do not. You see, we understand that Groovy is on a hype now. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
everybody to groove. That does not mean that 2 3 years down the road, soca wouldn't take it over again. It's a very unpredictable art that is there. So you want to move Groovy on its own. What do you say? Put Groovy with
She says,
Calypso?
okay, one show before,
Oh,
Soca and Calypso on the same night, and maybe Groovy back for itself, like Groovy on a different night, but Soca and Calypso on the same night.
what I believe is happening here, that the person realizing how Calypso must have slumped a bit in terms of crowd
And would
attendance.
like to
So
see how they could boost it.
yeah, that is what is happening there.
Okay.
But
I
in
see
terms
the
of bringing out the
rationale.
best, Shama, you go ahead. Yeah,
I see the rationale, and a lot of people have been speaking about the separation of the shows, but I don't think that it is the best at this time. It's something that needs to be properly analyzed before you make that kind of move to ensure that whatever it is you decide how to move or how to move them around, whether you put groovy with calypso or whatever the case may be, it is done um, in a manner that is not going to put further economic pressure on Spice Mars. We understand that Groovy, as I said, has grown tremendously, and Soca may be just right there at the back of them. Yeah, but if you look at the intensity of the crowd, look at the intensity of the crowd between the groovy and the power soca. The intensity is still there with with the soca as well, with the power soca. You know, separating them, one will certainly suffer, in my opinion. And in spite of all that we may talk about, I believe the groovy will be the one that was so fun. Let me tell you why. Look at all the other carnival products that are out there, all the events, all the parade of the bands. What do you hear most of all people gravitating towards?
It's still the
Soca.
soca. Yeah, it's still the
Is
soca.
okay, let me ask a stupid question. Is mayhem soca?
Mayhem? Yes, mayhem is soca.
I don't know because
Mayhem,
I don't know.
soca is mayhem. The
Okay,
point I'm making to you, I listen where I am, all the bands pass. I hear them. I don't see them, I hear them. Yeah? And I could have tell you that this song would have more than likely win the road march. Raging Seas was played, but not as much as Mayhem. Wind down, girl, wind down, girl. That was the next song that was heard almost every band, and Mayhem. You know, what is Mayhem? Mayhem is a power soca.
Mm.
Am I not right, Chacha?
Yes,
I
mayhem is a
didn't
form.
hear. I didn't hear. I go on him tonight. Did I bring it on him? I never heard that on the road. I never hear. I never even. Excuse me. Hear road, road, road. I never hear it. What does that tell you? If you go to the fetes, listen what's going on in them. So it tells you that the crowd love the power soca still, and they will come out to it.
So, Shoma, let me come in here and add something very, very
I
crucial.
remember that is just my opinion, sir.
Yeah, as it comes when it comes to making the determination of the road match. Because in my formative years, I know that the road match was determined on reports coming out from outer parishes, right? Based on the popularity of the songs being played in during the mass in the outer parishes. Somehow that has changed over the years. What is it? What is the criteria
Now,
now for determining the road match, Shoma?
there anything happening
If
in
you
the
know
outer
exactly what
parishes,
it
my
is.
friend? Ask you the question again. Is there
Uh,
anything happening in the outer parishes, my friend?
for,
Just
for
answer
example,
me.
yeah, well, for
I
example,
can't hear
Sotters
you.
do
I'm
have
not hearing
they
you.
have the Sotters do have the Juve on Tuesday morning.
Hold
They
on,
do
hold
they
on,
do
hold
have
on,
a
hold on.
Tuesday night mass.
I'm not hearing you. I'm not hearing you.
No, wow. You're not hearing me? Are you hearing me now?
I'm not hearing you.
Somebody's muted.
Certainly not me because I haven't touched anything here.
Um, someone went away. She was asking if anything is taking place in the outer parish.
Well,
Um, she's gonna come back on.
yeah,
Let's
she might just go
see.
in and come out.
Let me see if I could get her back. Shama, if you're listening, go back to the email that says come back on StreamYard and I'll pull you back up. But in the meantime, Lorna Bain says good morning. Lorna has checked in.
No, but and I was telling her that Sotes Juve goes on the morning.
On a Tuesday morning.
Yes, Sotes Juve goes
And they
on.
have Tuesday night
Well,
mass
you have,
also.
you have Tuesday night mass.
My dear friend Caris has informed me of that. They had two bands this year, Bombay
Yes,
and Smokey.
I remember when this initiative was taken a few years ago. I think it was by Kenny Lalston,
Oh, okay.
But he had also Chris
I'm
Roy Rayburn was
I'm back. I'm
he
back.
had a band.
We
Yes,
went out
sir.
completely.
Yeah,
Are you
I
hearing me
heard.
now, Shema?
I'm hearing you now. I heard when you mentioned Kenny Lansing name, and I want to know what you're talking about Kenny about.
Yeah, it was about the Tuesday night mass initiative in Sotes some years
Oh,
back.
okay, okay. And there was Tuesday night also in Gove and Grenville. As a matter of fact, I remember it being in VFM, we used to have a Monday night mass band going to Gove on Tuesday night. But let me just say this to you, Jester. The folks in St. Andrew complain bitterly about the state of mass and so on up there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, you are right to say that at a point in time, information would come in from all the parishes, put together with St. George to determine the most played song on the road. Yeah?
Yeah.
Now, it got to the stage, excuse me, where it was just by the judging points on the road in the capital, St. George's, on the mainly the Tuesday. Because remember, in those days, we used to have Monday, you go to the park, to the stadium. Yeah? Then I understand at a point in time, they did try this secret judge thing. So they say they didn't want the bands to know where the judges are. Well, let me tell you something. Them people doesn't know everything in Grenada.
Mm-hmm.
So I
It's small.
understand this year they dealt with secret judges. This is what I was told, that there were secret judges out there. Now, you ask yourself the question, what happens to the rest of the country, the other parishes? There is obviously a disconnect with the activities from the other parishes. A lot of
Someone
people make. Hmm?
stick a
Go ahead.
pin. Stick a pin because someone just asked, why are we killing the mass in the parishes and just promoting the mass in St. George? And how do we fix this? So go ahead with your comment because that's what you're talking about.
Well, you see, here we go. In every parish, you have a carnival committee and you have a parish organization.
Okay.
You have it in St. Patrick, you have it in St. Mark, all over.
I could you just stick up in, folks? You have a call coming in. I wouldn't want to leave the call out there. Hi, good morning. Welcome to the program. Hello.
Good morning, Jester.
Good morning. Welcome to the program.
Good morning, CJ.
Good morning.
Shoma, my darling.
Oh,
Good
you
morning.
you see what I tell you when I said because Shoma is actually calling. You see,
Good morning. Who's that? Marilyn?
Good
Marilyn.
CJ.
Yes.
I'm not delinquent. I am not delinquent.
I'll take it back.
Anyhow, it's good to have you.
Shoma, CJ, Shoma knows she's my darling. Shoma knows that
I
she's my
know, I
darling.
know. I hear you.
Thank you, Marilyn.
I'm
Love you
jealous.
too.
CJ, Jester, as it relates to the carnival thing, I what I do know is that carnival is mass, calypso, and pan. And if these three things are not there, I don't see it as carnival. Yes, I used to participate in carnival before, and when I say carnival, I'm only Juvete, go the jab and thing. But then since I was employed in the IRGPA, my duties in carnival, as everybody would know, work in the various shows. So I could not go jump up and whatnot. And since I've retired, carnival is a no-no for me. Browsing through the television this year, what I saw, no. Calypso, Calypso is on the dying street.
Say that again.
Mass, and when we talk about mass, we talk about the traditional mass, the old mass, the fancy mass, as we call it, the pretty mass. Well, this is going out the window. And the steel band, I know what is happening with the steel band because Shama, you would remember years ago, we after the panorama, the Monday and Tuesday is the steel band that used to be on the road. And everybody chipping and dancing to the steel band and the steel band playing the calypsos. And where is that now? We no longer have that again. The fancy mass. I mean, you have the sailors, you have the wild Indian, all different forms. You don't have in that again. I don't know. Well, I don't know if the older folks they die and they gone with it, or the younger folks didn't want to learn. But I mean, that was the pleasure in Carnival. People go to see these kind of mass. The calypsos, when you sit down and you listen to the calypsos before, you big argument taking place about the calypsos. But what is being sung now, I don't personally, I don't consider that calypsos. And right now, soca and groovy is getting rid of calypso. People may not want to accept it, but that's my opinion. It's getting rid of calypso. So, would we say that we have carnival with the mass, the steel band, and the calypso? I would say no. I would personally say no. And to be honest, I would love to see that come back. I would love to see that come back because I'm not leaving my home to say, okay, I'm not participating in the bands or whatnot. But just to go to see what is being portrayed. And when I reach is a turn off for me. No, 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 no. That's a big no for me. Calypsos should be calypsos, and to me, a calypso should not be only for the season, but that's a song that could play all year long until the new season. The steel band used to have the steel band jamboree, whatever it is all around the place. Yes, steel band have the little thing. You don't have that again. People go out to listen to the pan and them. You don't have that again. Okay. And I remember the old mass, the mud mass and the everything. You don't have that again. So what is carnival to us now? What is actually carnival? Carnival is losing its vibes. Carnival is losing what it had. And in order for we to have a nice carnival, we ought to bring back those things. We ought to bring back those things. Because I'm not interested in this kind of calypso here now. I would, to be honest, Shama, what I'll do, I'll go back and play all the old time calypso whole time. I'll go back and listen to the old time calypsos. I'll do it. I don't waste time listen to this calypso that is being played now. No, 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 no. I'm sticking in my mind. I would not listen to it. I'll go back and listen to the old time calypsos. Listen to that. You understand? And where are the fancy what we call fancy mass? When you see the wild Indians and them chipping downtown, some of them had that thing as a boat on their head. Where is it now? We don't have that anymore. All that gone out. So do we have carnival? I would say no, we don't have carnival. What we have, I won't say what we have. Everybody know what we have.
I will say it for you. They say we have naked Val because it's nakedness galore. Naked Val.
Don't worry, I'll make some comments on your points, but I'll give Shoma the opportunity to comment.
You wanted to respond. Marilyn, the people of today would tell you you're old timeish and your time has come for you to take your retirement and sit and enjoy life. That's what they say to me. No, they say, and you'll be surprised to see some of them who sing it, things has to evolve. We all understand evolution and know that things must evolve. We look at the era we're into. Things happen along the way. Yeah, we into artificial intelligence now. But one of the things that we seem not to understand is that a country must preserve its culture. You never what way or form. And if we do not understand that, then we will allow the culture to be diluted and disappear on us. And basically, in a lot of instances, what we're saying. Now, I don't want, like I said, my opinion. I'm still trying to figure out. She referred to Calypso. A Calypsonian singing a song asking God to take away women's vagina and give them a hole to pee in only because it's the vagina that causing the abuse. And if they are to make children, let it be a miracle. And that, my friend, is a winning Calypso crumb. I am baffled. I wondered about the ladies who make all the noise about women rights and women this and all of that, and they have said nothing. How could you go in that direction? Yes, you deal with the abuse, gender-based violence, whatever the case may be. telling God to take away woman's vagina and give them a hole to pee in, and that is the kind of calypso that we have of today. So that's the evolution that they speak about. You and I not supposed to condemn those things. Yeah. The trend started a number of years ago, where she talked about discussions of calypsos way back in the days. The trend started years ago, where each one sung the same. Long ago, before you had soca, monarch, and so on, you had what you call the danceable calypsos. Yeah, like that we used to use on pan and for road and so on, and the serious calypso. A trend came in where Calypsonians figured that the serious or the political and social commentaries are the calypsos that getting the higher scores. Hmm? Who is to blame, the judges or the calypsonians? So they too decided that they're singing, according to them, two hard hitting political calypsos. So the dynamics change along the way, and hence we are today in a situation where the audience appreciation has dwindled tremendously. The second thing is, are the Calypsonians recording in these days? They're
Mm-mm.
not recording. So if all you can hear on the radio station is soca music, soca will take it over. Because call a radio station and ask them to play, and I mean, even as we come now to the pay-per-view, before the radio stations could have played the live thing from the march crowd, because they may have been part of the recordings, or part of the commentary doing their own thing. So everything is pay-per-view, so they don't have nothing to play a calypso. Call a radio station and ask them to play a calypso for you, and tell me what you're getting back. As it relates to the mass bands, what we have found is we have to give kudos to those who continue to bring out our local fancy bands. Peter Bain, Andre Garvey, um, Ela- um,
Andrew did, and it's so sweet.
Bayou, Lazarus,
Yes.
etc. Yeah, you have to give them kudos. You know why? What we are seeing happening to us is an invasion of a different cultural dynamics taking over locally produced bands. And when we talk locally produced bands, we talk about these people staying in mass camp and glitter and glue and braid. And I was very much a part of mass banning, if you want to call it that, in the past, with people like Dorothy Patterson and so on. You learn all the works. So these are the guys that burn the midnight oil, bring out their bands. What has happened to them? Look at the size of their bands today. Hmm? And you ask the question, why? Now, evolution, evolution, follow fashion. What it is you ask when you see that sort of thing. Comancheros left the scene for a while. I see they try to come back this year. There's no longer Helen Marie and Associates. She only brings out children bands. Yeah? It's just a matter of time before the others literally give up as well. Why? What is happening? Here comes the Chinese productions, costumes from China. You go into that
Mm-hmm.
catalog and you say, we want these wings and we want to call it X, Y, and Z. So give us X, Y, and Y, and P, and Q. If you look at all the bands in St. George's now in the parade, you can literally have them as one band.
Oh,
Think about it.
okay.
The feathers, the braids, the skimpiness. If you look at them, you could easily say, where's the team? You could say it's one band you're looking at.
The feather
Thousands of
band.
people, you know. Now, I want to say this here. We cannot continue to provide the same amount of concessions as we give the local bands. The local bands have concession to import raw materials to make their costumes. What you see these bands have is not raw material, is it?
Mm-mm.
It's already prepared. They don't have no mass camp nowhere where they sit down and making this and making that. They're bringing those things, sell them for water toy money, and all them young people, that is what they want. But you cannot say to a new generation, you shouldn't have that choice. You, the powers that be, must protect and preserve what is authentically ours. And as the policies that's put in place would help to ensure that we keep our traditional mass together and also our fancy mass as we know it, as Miss Marilyn referred to it. Yeah?
Yeah.
What you see on the road is an interpretation coming in from Trinidad and Tobago. It would have started from Rio. Rio had their system, there's their business. But that is a kind of mass that been in Trinidad. But one of the things that a lot of them fail to realize, that the Trinidadians are still making their costumes because they've been in it a long time. They have mass camps and they're making their costumes. Yeah?
Yeah.
What we doing?
We copying.
We importing costumes. There's a difference. I've been in mass camps in Trinidad and see them making their costumes, and they still do. But we import in. So what we have is imported bands.
So let me tell you now, I like reading the comments because this is who our people are. They're making comments. We ask what happened to the pretty mass, and so somebody says they have jab jab. That is the pretty mass we have these days. Jab jab, 10,000 jab. We're jabbing. Jab jab. Another comment says we are commercializing our mass. This generation does not appreciate what was before. We are teaching about our culture in school. We are not teaching about our culture in school, so that's what will happen. Somebody says that Calypsonians are being very disrespectful to their mother, their grandmother, their sister, their niece, and the female in this family. Now you said something about somebody cronking about the vagina, remove the vagina, give them a hole to pee and this kind of thing like that. Okay. A couple years ago, a song came out, dog bathing, and women ain't. And the same us women jumping behind the band of the poor thing that about dog bathing and tell me where we go wrong. Because as far as I know, as Miss Marilyn says, that she's not taking part in none of this thing, I'm the same with her. Because how could you disrespect me as a woman and I jumping in band behind you? And when they do that, it is not just the people that jump in when they say about women, all of us are included in that. And I'm not. Because I bathe in. I don't have no dog to bathe.
I remember that clearly. But Claire, you see, listen, here it is. We are human beings and we have choices. Yeah? The woman who has family, children, young children, and chooses to go and put she front, back, and center outside, she has a choice. So the individuals have a choice as well. Remember that. Whether or not we want to do it, we're supposed to be guided by our own ethics and our own standards. So we have a choice too. But at the same point in time, the policy, listen, they tried one year. I remember there was an instance where the Carnival Committee Spice Mass literally in a bit of guidance made some suggestions as to the wear of a costume and whatever. And there was a lot of rejection coming back on it. So they pulled back.
Now, sexy makes money, eh?
Well, we know that.
All right.
And sexy is not classy.
No.
It's not elegant.
No.
Okay? Now, let me tell you this here. I had to have had a conversation with police because, we have something that deals with indecency, indecent exposure. There's a lot of decent exposure. Of course, Carnival is a time of expression, as they would say. But I'm sure if a nude person walks down the street, the police will pick them up completely nude. Ask a particular officer just as curiosity, generally a media person, so I like to get answers to things. When this thing started, and I asked a police officer, "What is really what is there anything that y'all can do? And let me know what is what, where all this thing is coming." You know what he said to me? The officer said to me, he said, according to the law, in order for you to be indecently exposed, just take a picture. Remember years ago they used to stop people, tourists in bathing suit and tongue, and tell them they had to put on clothes and
Mm-hmm.
bathing suit.
Mm-hmm.
There wasn't nothing with that bam bam outside and stuff. But anyway, you know what he said to me? Once you're not exposing your genital area and your full breast, I remember they have pasties that as well, little thing, that there's nothing that can be done.
Wow.
So they're operating within the law, eh?
But and they're operating very skimpy within the law because as
Yes, 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 yes.
As Mr. Kings Douglas says, some of the costumes you have to take a tweezer and take it out from the box to put it on you. You can't take your whole
But
hand and pick
they're
it up. It's a
enjoying
tweezer.
themselves. They're enjoying
Let,
themselves.
let me just go back to a comment Miss Ferguson made. Really and truly, I don't think that Calypso would ever die, no matter what. Yes, it's been struggling a bit, but I still see in there quite a bit of hope. If you look this year, we have some the guy that won in a tie with Sour Serpent, pretty new
Mhm.
to to the
Yeah,
Calypso,
to Calypso.
Jello.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yes.
actually, he's versatile because he attempts all the different genre in competition. Um,
Mhm.
you look at people like even Valin is pretty young. She's there. You look at Shamak. He's young. He's there. Tris. All these are young artists that are coming on board in the Calypso arena. My concern is really that is the writing aspect of it. It's still the older heads that remain for writing these calypso. So like the Scholar, the Wizard, the Mr. X. And that is where my concern lies. We don't see much writing with the younger
New
people that are
writers.
involved.
Yeah.
Yeah, the writers. Still Neil Ferguson. These are the old established writers in calypso that's still. So we need that is what we'll love to see emerge. New young writers coming on the scene for calypso.
But just
And
this
the
is what
next
may
thing is
kill
that
it. This
the
is what
other
may kill
point,
it.
yeah, I just want to make
Well,
that
I
point.
think it's important that I think that they had one or two workshops trying to teach young writers, But you're right. There's been quite an upsurge with youngsters taking part in Calypso this year, and I was very pleased to see that. However, we also must bear in mind that they have to be passionate about the art form as well, because what you may find is they come in this year and next year you don't see them. Likewise, if you look back at not Pan, you look back at Fancy Mass, and you see the amount of young children playing in children's band. By the time they get to 15, 16, they don't want to play. So we have to find ways and means of keeping them in the art form.
Right. The next point I want to bring here that is really crucial when it comes to the promotion of calypso. Not that some of the songs are not recorded, some are recorded, but the kind of is more DJs we have nowadays on radio, and that is where I want to come and make that distinction when it comes to a radio station. Like you see, Real FM, we must give a station like Real FM kudos for
Mm-hmm.
promoting calypso.
You're
I
being
know that for a
biased.
fact.
Yeah.
There are no other station who
Right.
push local music, especially calypso, as Real FM. And Dugo, who's supposed to be joining us as a young person, but because of the manager and his policies and how he saw things, Dugo had to fall in line, which is really, really, really good. And we must give kudos to Real FM for that when it comes to promoting calypso
True.
and local track in this country. That's for sure.
Quite true.
Um, yeah, 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 yeah.
He
You know,
learned. He learned from some of the best,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
as
Certainly,
you say.
certainly. Well, I myself, Shoma, coming through. I mean, I'm kudos. Must give credit where credit is due.
No, that's not credit. That's flowers.
yeah,
Yeah.
I ran Melee for 12 years, probably the longest running carnival show ever, whatever. And I insisted on three things in those days: pan, calypso, and pan, calypso, and well, what we had as soca in the past, which was, a jamo on the road again,
Mm-hmm.
when the carnival over, and so on and so forth. And these are the music of the day was always part and parcel of that program. And trust me, Calypso was given a lot of highlight. I used to have them on to have interviews, etc.
Yeah.
And that's what we did in our days. And your we real FM Hefe on lived a part of that life. So understanding that now, I'm not at all surprised that it's a vibrant part of it. But speaking about recording, what is recorded today is minimal in comparison.
Oh
Long
yes,
ago,
certainly. Certainly.
all like Gun and all of them boys and them used to record all them, name it. I look at the young man that won Power Soca, Snaky Boy, Snaky
Yeah.
father, the son of Snaky Boy. Charming darling, wake up is you morning.
No,
You
Mm,
you
know,
I
know,
know that song.
Shoma, he actually
road march.
he was on Beyond the Headlines last night. That's young Snakey. And
Uh,
a lot of people thought that Snakey was his grandfather, but he's really not.
no,
He
it's
said
his father.
he grew up his mother. Snakey, the old Snakey you're talking about with Shaman Darling.
Uh,
That's the man that grew up his mom, really. But really and truly, he's not biologically his grandfather.
really? Well, I
Yeah,
didn't.
he said that on Beyond the Headlines last night.
Well, I
Yeah,
didn't listen to that, but
yeah,
I'm just remembering him in the whole aspect of the culture, Snaky Boy. There's so
yeah,
many. Listen, you speak about young people, and I heard a conversation where when we had the semifinals, Melody Papitet, and do you know that young people think that they're two separate persons? That there is Melody. Sorry, that there is one. Sorry, that there is
one.
one person.
That's one. Yeah, they think it's one
One
person.
person. Melody Papinet is somebody.
Yeah, because that is what Shoma. I did make that point that when I saw Spice must have it as one, I said there should be a slash in the middle.
They need a slash, yes. But
Yeah,
outside of a slash, you see, we often do not provide interpretation of these things. Office like Spiceman should have boards in there with these things. This is melody, this is papitet, this is how we end up calling it the show.
yeah,
Trevor Friday, Brian Griffith, da 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 da. So the younger ones get to know the correct things with these things. But if we just don't do nothing, they would go with their own imagination and interpretation of what they hear and see.
that's correct.
We
Shoma,
have to educate them.
before you move on, I don't want us to, because that was a real crucial question the person had asked, and they probably would feel in they haven't gotten the answer towards it. Now, when I was growing up, I know it used to have my parish, St. Patrick used to have its own mass. So a stage will be erected in four, and it will have pageant. And all the bands in St.
Mm-hmm.
Patrick will come, even bands from St. Andrews used to come. Now, that is why the
Mm.
person is asked. They are seeing it now as mass is being killed in the outer parishes, and all the emphasis is being pushed towards St. George's. Your thoughts?
That's a correct statement. I can't deny that. But let me just say this to you. I mentioned, and I'm glad you bring it back, because I mentioned earlier on there are two separate committees operating in these parishes. And not for hell they will get together in most instances and operate as one for the benefit of the parish. Territorial situation occurs, and everybody, we responsible for this and we responsible for that. and they're coming together is a problem. Yeah. Now, setting up, you notice they have launch. And after the launch, what happens? Let me say this to you. There's a parent body for Carnival in Grenada called Spice Mass. And Spice Mass is the parent body of all the parish carnival committees. Right? So, what are your plans? What are the plans you have? You get a subvention. I don't know what the subvention is like. They got a lot more money this year. I thought that you would have seen more things happening in the parishes because a lot of times the committees out there depend on the subvention that they get to make things happen. Yeah?
Yeah.
What are your plans? When I operated as the CEO of the Cultural Foundation, I had no authority over carnival committees in those parishes. The authority we had was over the parish organizations. We have attempted to see how we can bridge them up together. It never really worked. But they have to submit on a yearly basis their plans for, let's say, St. Patrick Day. Week of activities, what it's all about, the budget, what are your expectations, how much you expect, etc. So you have a plan in place, right?
Yeah.
And the parent body would say, okay, this is fine. We will fund this. We will give you X amount. You go and find X more for sponsorship and so on. So there must be an overall plan. Is there a plan? Was there a plan? I don't know. But the guidance comes from the main organization. The guidance, the responsibility ultimately lies with the main organization to make sure that the parish carnivals are vibrant and alive. Yeah?
Okay. Right.
Yes.
It lies with them. What is the committee doing? Who are they? Are they the ones failing the carnival in the various parishes? Do they have problems? What is happening? Nobody seems to know. All you see is nothing much is happening. St. Andrews is complaining. St. Patrick is complaining. I mean, governors always do their own thing. Governors are jump up city.
Bacchanal
But
time.
even though, listen, I have judged Queen Show in St. Andrew in the days of Yule and Bain, then after what's her name, Batiste. Yeah,
Yeah.
I have MC Queen Show in St. Andrew. They used to have big Queen Show in St. Andrew, St.
Yeah.
Patrick as well. I have MC'd Queen Show in a cinema in
Yeah.
St. Patrick.
Yeah.
Caribbean. Mm-hmm.
Yes, big Queen
Mm-hmm.
Show
Yeah.
for choosing girls to go to the national show.
Yeah. People
And
like Tessa
things you
and Louise Blackbone and those girls and
yeah,
them.
Louise was in one of the yes, I have a picture of Louise as
Yeah.
a matter of fact.
And Tessa Noel. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
So I'm saying this to say so much used to be happening with very little, mind you, but there is more now on the plate out there and less is happening.
Yeah.
Shoma, that's a very
Grenville
crucial
used to
point
have
you
their
raised
Junior
there.
King,
Yeah.
Junior King Calypso, Grenville. Huh? Now the youngsters in St. Patrick has taken on and they're having some very healthy activities, crave and so on and so forth. And that's good. We see them happening, keeping active activities in St. David. But from a national perspective, the maypole that used to come out, maypole, I remember the wild Indian out of St. David, I can never forget the man with the frill panty. Every year.
The Brabant, yes, yeah. Well, listen now. We're coming down to the wire. So here is the comments again. I'm comment girl today. Mr. Pierre says the law and morality is different, and religion strongly determines morality, which is true. Snakey, I tell you, with people on the board, Snakey is the step grandson of Snaky Boy. Put that in all your pipe and smoke it, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, corrected, yeah.
Why aren't we having pageant anymore? Where are the kings and queens of the band? Where have the kings and queens of the band gone? The country people like to play mass in St. George's. And the last one, and you talk about Guave, the jump up city. Guave is unique. Take that.
Very, very, very much so. Very much
Hey,
so.
take that. Guava is unique. So, we're down to the
But let
wire
me,
3 minutes
you
as
finish?
well. Go ahead. Yeah. Go ahead.
Let me just say this. Pageant, um, one of the arguments for pageant was that the trucks, getting the trucks into Queen's Park and out of Queen's Park and so on. So that started out and it headed downstream. The other major thing is all the bands now into this Monday wear thing, the bathing suit on a Monday, and they don't wear costuming on a Monday anymore. But let me say this, they adapted that from Trinidad. However, if you look at Trinidad's carnival, both Monday and Tuesday, the bands go through the savannah on the stage, whether they're in Monday wear or whether they're in full costume. So there is still pageant taking place in Trinidad. We adapted something when we talk about pageant on the road, and they put a little platform for when the band's passing. That's not pageant. We have to bring back pageant. You know why I say we have to bring back pageant? We have a lot of people who would like to see the mass, but not prepared to go and stand up by the road and wait hours to see a band.
True.
Yeah,
True.
yeah. I agree.
Right? Where we fail with pageant coming up, you see everything when you take a chunk, and then we come to nothing. The first mistake, pageant used to have who was the calypso king singing on it. Pageant used to have the queens coming back in their evening gown, etc., or in some instances the costume into pageant. So they were the pan that won used to play in pageant. So you had all these other elements, all these winners of carnival, together with the bands parading and the traditional bands, etc. But there is no product. It's been diluted. So it disappears. And if we continue like that, we're going to disappear one of these days from carnival.
But having the pageant again to Shoma, you get a better display of what of your portrayal.
Of course, of course, of course. I want to make one point before I leave. And a pan man said this to me. Now, we saw the upsurge of jab in the last few years. And a lot of it had to do with foreign influencers speaking about the jab all over with a big following and so on and so forth. And everybody want to experience this thing. So a pan man said to me that one of those influencers approached him about coming into the pan yard and whatnot. Because he said, you could only promote the same thing for such a time. So they've exhausted promoting the jab. Because that's what they did, eh? That's why we have so much people. And now they're looking to see the good cultural things that we have in Grenada. So who gave them, I don't want to use it as a mandate. Somebody would have had said to them, jab is everything. So that's why they need to promote. Some influence the influencers did not properly let them into our authentic cultural carnival. When I say that in terms of all the other elements, they gave them one, so they came and they promoted jab, 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 jab.
Jab has taken over.
I played
Yeah,
jab
but
already. I played jab already, when I was
You
younger.
did?
my thing about this
Oh
whole
yes,
job
I
thing, it's all
played.
well and good that you have been identified as a job nation and all these things and it. But we must
Yeah,
structure
yeah, yeah.
this called jab. I am seeing this thing is just operating too ad hoc, really and truly, and it's causing a lot of problems for other people, other citizens, because the way we prepared to carry out ourselves portraying job. That must be structured. Serious.
Somebody says blame the Ministry of Tourism and the Ministry of Culture for what Shoma just explained. We ain't
All
taking
right,
blame
I
and saying
ain't
nothing else.
calling no name.
We ain't calling no name in the mass. We just doing job.
Um, just come before you leave, right? Briefly, what are some of the things that you see that Spice must need to really quickly address? In a nutshell, briefly. I can tell you, for example, me, I see they need to come up with policies. They need to start developing policies so as to govern how we do certain things when regarding carnival. That's me.
Especially
But
the
you know,
time that they let things go on.
Eh?
policies are supposed to be developed by the Ministry of Culture. Policies on anything culturally supposed to be developed by the Ministry of Culture and implemented by the they put the power, the Spice Mass, etc.
Right.
I clearly recall when I was the CEO of the Cultural Foundation, I was um, appointed, if you want to put it that way, for want of a better word, to develop a policy for the ministry for the parish organizations, which I did, as to how they operate and blah 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 blah. Yeah, but
Yeah.
so even if they sit and together as a group and develop policies for example, when you look at a lot of people rave the success of the 2026 carnival. There are lots of positives to it, but there are things that they need to address, and some of these things have been there for a while as well. For example, the late start of the bands. Look at the state of Monday Night Mass. Look at the
Yeah.
state of vendors who pay a fee and waiting for thing and not getting nothing. Remember, all these big bands are now fully inclusive. They have food on the bands for the people, drinks for the people, premium drinks in some instances, and so forth. So that cuts back on the vendors having a good sizable
Yeah.
income. Vendors are now depending on the spectators. The spectator situation is dwindling. As Marilyn would indicate, she ain't going, and a lot like her ain't going again. You know, so these things needs to be addressed. You still have some shows starting late, and you also have a serious issue with production in some instances. My favorite Queen show, for example. Yeah. So
Yeah.
a lot of things need to be addressed. But the point I made a statement which somebody highlighted and I put it up on me. We talk about standing on the shoulders of those,
Mm-hmm.
but we must not be standing on their
Pushing them
shoulders and
down.
pushing them in
Pushing
the
them down.
ground.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We have to tap into the resource that we have. We have people here in Grenada with a lot of valuable information, even some of them before my time. For example, take Hugh Dolan, take Troy Garvey, take Andre Adrian Francis. A lot of people who have been there, done that, seen the bottlenecks, and have great, brilliant ideas how to clear up those bottlenecks. But we're
Right.
not prepared to give them a seat at the table. Why? Is it because of fear? But who are we causing issues for in the long run? Grenada and Grenadians.
Exactly.
We have to learn. I often say to people, with the exception of, sorry, Trump, when you look at the big countries and you see the makeup of the people who are in power and run big countries and organizations, is a mixture of mature and young people. If you
Mm-hmm.
do not involve your experiences and your experienced people into your process, you will be lacking a lot. If
Most
you do
definitely.
not, you will be lacking a lot. Nobody is looking to take over or overpower you and whatnot. Tap into it. Tap into it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you will be surprised to know. I mean, I saw a guy writing about call out Adrian Francis to solve the problem with the bands, Monday night mass bands, and so on. Adrian Francis on his own can't solve the problem. You have to have a proper plan. He can guide you. He can, bring suggestions, etc., etc. But you can't just sit there and figure, oh, you know it all. You just reach, but you know it all, and you're going to get everything right. It can't happen that way.
Well,
It can't happen. And we have to stop this thing about, oh, their figure is because it's not them, and they're jealous. And who's jealous of what? Watch me good.
yeah, let me see you. Let me see you.
Yeah, that you need a woman.
Watch me
That-
eyes.
Yeah, really.
Eyes in the wind.
And
You
the
know
eyes
for
and
the
the-
sale.
And the
You
eyes
find I
don't
look
care in it.
as though I had
Care.
time and energy to be jealous of any human being.
After you are built brick by brick.
Not
I
at
mean,
all. Not the Shoma I know.
Brick by
Not the
brick.
Shoma. Not the little of the
There
Shoma.
is absolutely no human being that I'm jealous of.
I
I
totally agree
applaud
with you.
people.
Yes.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
congratulate people. But what you will get from me is
It's
my
truth.
honest
Yeah,
opinion.
truth.
Whether you
Exactly.
like it or not, and
What?
Claire, you know me clear enough to know I'm not the kind of person not to be able to say something about you in your face that I would have
And
said with in your back.
I agree totally.
Yeah. Yeah.
Totally. Well,
And
here
that's what
now,
it should be.
Put out in your pipe and smoke it,
smoke
people.
it. Yeah, and tell them to build a bridge and get over it. That's it.
Build a
Yeah.
bridge and get over it.
Shoma, I
Listen.
want to.
I love my people. I love my people. I love my
I want to
country.
say something just before
Yes.
we
There are
release
three
Shoma.
last comments. The association are too political. So they're giving the friends the jobs to do, and the friends are not qualified. Tell them, and this is one coming from Miss Marilyn, tell them don't go there. Not my Shama. But look at that.
And Marlon, she too biased.
Somebody else was making that point too about giving the friends the jobs to do. That's
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
I don't want.
And
I don't want to get down into that rabbit hole, because
No,
there's a
don't
lot
go
I
down.
could tell you there, but I ain't going to
No,
that
no,
rabbit
don't
hole
go there.
today.
According to don't go there. Let's not
Shoma,
go there.
I want to
Yes,
thank
yeah.
you so very much for sacrificing almost 2 hours of your time this morning. Couldn't ask for better. Claire, I don't know how you repaying Shoma,
But you know, she loves us.
And I was just about
And she
saying, I hope you can cover
loves
my
us.
bill.
Still,
Huh?
oh,
Yeah.
you mean
Yeah.
it's kind of about Bill Clinton or
If I-
Bill Gates?
Claire, you know what? You got a so-called country package.
Oh, yes.
Okay. Yes, that's perfect for me.
Oh, God.
Yeah,
Well, listen, I got your back.
I'm
I
a
got your
country
back.
girl.
Yeah,
I'm
Yeah,
a
I
sure.
got your
country
back.
girl.
There are not enough
Yeah.
words as to thank you so much, man, for being
Thank
here.
you so very much. Yeah.
Yeah,
You're most welcome.
really threw some weight on that program this morning, and actually we would have felt it really and
Yes,
truly.
yes.
And as you see, Carnival is such a broad subject. We can stay here talking all night.
All day, all night, Miss
Yeah, all day,
Marianne.
all night.
Well, I've been on Kellon Bob's program and get some licks from a certain person from it. That's fine. He has entitled to his opinion. I'm with you today, and it seems as though everybody want a little piece of me.
Okay,
Because
we got
tomorrow
to
night I'll be joining Byron Campbell and Son on MTV as well.
Well, here now, girl, when
Nice.
you're good, like nobody cannot take who you are away from you, and that's that. Tell them to
Yeah.
call 1-800 tough luck.
You're easy.
I will see you. Bye for now. Thank you.
Thank
once
you
again.
so much.
Oh,
Oh,
yes.
in no room for Dugo no more.
Dugo God, I know. We're gonna bring him.
Dugo might glad to you. Dugo might telling himself, you see this thing, man, the way these people are them going there.
I can't keep up with that.
Yeah,
No.
no,
Thank you very much, and it has been a very healthy discussion this morning.
Oh,
I
yes.
want
Yeah.
to congratulate the two
Certainly.
of you on a great job. I call you all yin and yang, because you like Claire's sidekick there in this whole operation. I think you all do an excellent job together. I love the little tete-a-tete that takes place from time to time, and the only thing can happen is for this program to keep growing. So keep up the good work, and listen, next time you call, you will get the bill in advance.
Thank you so very much. Send us the invoice.
I just need to call.
Bye.
Have a nice one. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, so
Just to give us some music.
Oh, yes.
We could dance with Shams.
Oh, wake up, it's a brand new day. Got some things I need to say. Feeling heavy, you're not alone. Come take 5, you're in the zone. Voices calm, hearts that care. 2 good friends always there. Let the sunlight in your mind. Peace and hope you're sure to find. Oh, take 5 with CJ and Jester. Talking truth and lifting pressure. Every Tuesday, 10 to noon, we're holding space just for you. Take a breath, take your time.
We realign your mind.
Take 5,
You're not alone.
see
Just bring you home.
It's okay to not be okay. Let's talk it out, don't drift away. Mental health, it matters most. So come in close and raise a toast to the ones who fight each day. To the silent words they never say. You're strong, you're seen, you're truly heard. We got your back, you've got our word. Oh, take 5 with CJ and Jester. Talking truth and lifting pressure. Every Tuesday, 10 to noon, we're holding space just for you. Take a breath, take your time.
You realign your mind.
Take 5,
You're not alone.
CJ and Jester bring you home.
Jester,
We laugh,
bye.
no judgment.
See everybody next week.
Got a place right here to stay. So
Oh, yes, folks. To all the listeners and viewers of Take 5, indeed, it was a pleasure to be in your company once again for yet another Tuesday. We have finally come to the end of the program. We have run over by about some 13 minutes,
Yes.
but it did worth it, Claire.
Yes, it did. It was worth it. Every moment of it.
And we look forward for your presence next week, Tuesday, where we'll endeavor to have another interesting topic of discussion on the mental health show Take 5. On the other side of the seas, CJ.
Hey! Hey!
My name is Jester Noel. Just bidding you God's richest blessing of what is left of Tuesday and the entire work week. Have a productive week now. So long. I'm out of here, folks.
Bye.
Take 5, you're not alone. CJ and Jester bring you home. It's okay to not be okay. Let's talk it out, don't drift away. Mental health, it matters most. So come in close and raise a toast to the ones who fight each day. To the silent words they never say. You're strong, you're seen, you're truly heard. We got your back.